People are like, who is DanielleVictor? And I'm like, bitch, it's Danny with 2 N's. Am I a fashion blogger? Maybe. Am I a storyteller? For sure. Am I a badass bitch? Absolutely. So if you're smart, you'll subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to my channel. How is everyone doing? Today in Los Angeles, it's hotter than Satan's butthole. It is damn near over 100 degrees. I dropped Caesar off to get groomed and picked him up and then ran a couple errands, and I was like, no, nope. You know, I like hot, but like I just can't do that hot. It's not for me. So I decided I'm going to film a story time for y'all. And my story time is going to be about my journey of roommates since moving to California. I would say my trouble with roommates probably started way back in the day. Oh my god. I've literally always had issues with people I've lived with when they had vaginas. Get along great with guys when I live with them, except for one. We'll get into it. But if I went all the way back to like college, I would say that's when the problems began. My first college roommate, her name was Brittany. We did not get along. In fact, one night my psycho abusive ex-boyfriend was there, and she like picked me up to like, she was protecting me, but at the time I was like, fuck you, bitch, fuck you, you know, protecting my toxic ass, abusive ass boyfriend. And there was broken glass all over the floor, and when she picked me up and put me down, tons of glass got in my foot, and I like bled all over campus, and I had to come back and I'd have these guys take glass out of my foot. So I'll go ahead and say I didn't get along with her. She had like a weird obsession with my bestie slash cousin, Awilda, Amory, and that was weird. And anytime I would fight with Awilda, she would just like go on Brittany's side of the room, and like the dorms, all that was separated us was a curtain, so it's like, this is weird. So I would say starting then was definitely the beginning of the end of me getting along with females. And then after her, I had a different roommate. She was super quiet. I believe she was Haitian, but very like didn't speak. And even when you spoke to her, you're like nothing, absolutely nothing. And I just wasn't vibing with her. So finally I asked my doctor to write me a note, and I got, you know, a doctor's note that said, put this in a single. She does not get along well with others. And so it really started in college. And then when I moved across the city to California, I met this girl on Instagram who was like an aspiring model, whatever, and we only talked on Instagram. We never talked on the phone, nothing. And so we road tripped it across the country. I picked her up in Philly, and then we drove, or should I say I drove. She drove about maybe like 4 hours out of the entire 3.5-day trip. Come to find out, she didn't even have her license, so thank you God that I got here safely. But her personality was also very like atypical, like not one I'm used to. She didn't really laugh a lot. She definitely didn't smile a lot. When she talked, it was very monotone. It was like, you ever meet one of those people where you're just like, is this a murderer? Is this about to be on an episode of Snapped? Am I gonna be the person who the episode is about? Because I'm scared. It was definitely one of those people where I just couldn't tell what they were thinking, how they were feeling. I just couldn't read her. And it always comes out on like a night out. You always realize you have issues with either someone in your life or someone you're living with once y'all go out together. So I knew we didn't really get along because her personality was not like a personality that I would usually be around. I like to be around people that are bright and bubbly and can keep up a conversation, and you know, I pop a joke, you pop a joke. You be serious, I can be serious too. I just can't deal with someone who's just like, yes, yes, no, yes, no, I'm like, what the f is going, am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? Am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? So we ended up going out to Penthouse one night, and I knew this girl, Nicole, who I was like, whatever, cool with at the time. And y'all know when I have friends that I'm cool with, you know, I'm always gonna have your back. If you're hooking up with a guy and like someone else comes in that I know is gonna hook up with them, I'm gonna say, skirt, well, my homegirl over here is already hooking up with him. There's a lot of feelings there, please don't intervene. So that's exactly what happened that night. Nicole was hooking up with this guy that we both knew. Then my roommate came out and liked the guy that we both knew. And I was like, hey roomie, my friend Nicole is really into him. Can we maybe not go down that path? And she was like, I don't give a fuck about your friend. And I was like, okay, so like you're heartless and that's cool. Because if it was you, you would want some other to do it. But fine, it's cool. He's a piece of shit anyway if he's already like gonna not fuck Nicole and fuck you tonight. So we end up me and my roommate end up leaving with him. Nicole's fucking pissed. I'm feeling so awkward because like I lived downtown at the time, and I'm like not gonna hop in an Uber because that Uber is like so expensive. So we hop in this dude's car. It was the worst fucking car ride of my life. He's going like 90, and you guys know I can't stand when motherfuckers drive fast. Like my life is still going and I value it, and there's no need for us to be going 90 miles per hour in your box. So please slow down. So she's like, you know, going back and forth with me in the car, and she's shit-faced. She's been drinking Hennessy, but she was also drinking Ciroc, and then she ended the night with champagne. I'm really not that drunk at this point. But I'm also not the type of bitch you're gonna continue to disrespect and talk to, because at some point, sweetheart, I'm gonna start talking shit back. And that's exactly what happened. She's talking shit, and I basically tell her to shut the fuck up. I don't know what was said, how it was said. This was like right when I moved to California. So she reaches in the back and she goes to swing at me. Like she's gonna hit me. I'm like, please do it. Because y'all, I call the cops. We know this. We all know this. No grown-ass woman is gonna hit me because you drank too much, you mad about yourself and your shitty-ass actions. No one on this planet is gonna hit me unless I've disrespected your family. I'm not disrespecting you. I'm protecting myself from your disgusting behavior and your terrible words. Excuse me, then I decided to finally talk some shit back and tell you to shut the fuck up. So then she puts my like hands in this like lock, and she's like pinning me down, right? I said, get your fucking hands off me, bro. Get your fucking hands off me, bro. Then she starts fucking hysterically crying, and in my head I'm like, this is nuts. Like this is a fucking lunatic. So he pulls over and I hop out the car. At this point, like even though I'm negative $999 in the bank account, I will figure out, I'll walk all the way home. So she's like, she gets out the car, she's like, get back in the car, we are on the highway, we are on the highway, we are on the highway. Mind you, you're on the highway, and being on the highway not in a car is a very scary, dangerous thing, but like so was that car ride. So I don't know, like should I take my chances in the car with you psychopath, or should I, you know, get hit by a Mack truck on the 105? I don't know. Both are pretty sounding. Getting hit by a Mack truck is pretty much sounding better than, you know, getting back in the car with you. But honestly, I was thinking about my bank account and how I probably would get hit by a Mack truck, so I definitely indeed hop back in the car. So he drives us back downtown, we hop out, we get to Level, which is where I used to live. She stays with him, fucks him, whatever, gross. We don't talk for about 2 weeks. She like leaves, she, you know, is doing her thing. She's hanging out with this girl that like is one of those chicks that is all around LA because she fucks everyone in LA, basketball players, rappers, you name it. So she started hanging out with this chick. She was never home. And our apartment is not like the size of this apartment. My apartment at Level was, the entire apartment was about the size of my bedroom. So when she was home, it was like, skirt, we're on top of each other. So she ends up leaving. She says, I'm going home for a week or two. I'm like, all right. This was like June, end of June. So she leaves, and then July 1st comes, bitch never came back. So I'm hitting her up. I'm like, what's good? She won't text. She won't call. Nothing. She ain't saying a shit, dude. Like, shit. And I'm like, I'm not about to pay no $5,550 rent on my own, and I'm not gonna pay $2,500 for half of a rent if the other occupant has gone AWOL, and then I'm. Luckily, she had some dude that she was fucking, hashtag her sugar daddy, sign his name on the lease. So basically, at the end of the day, she really fucked him. Like, she fucked him so hard up the ass. Like, take a dildo, shove it up his ass. You just fucked him, bitch. You fucked him. So I'm like calling a couple people. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I can do. And this girl from Boston wants to move to LA. And then I happened to have gone out to eat, and I met this other chick who knew, you know, some guy I used to hook up with. And she just broke up with her boyfriend and wanted to move in with roommates. So I was like, okay, let's get a 3-bedroom because I'm fucked. I need to move out of this apartment. So we found my apartment now on Craigslist. Little sketchy, but we showed up. It was brand new. I'm the first person to ever shower my shower, live in this unit, sleep in this bedroom. And then these other roommates I'm about to tell you about came and went. But so none of their parents wanted to sign the paperwork because all 3 of us couldn't get approved on our own. So I called my dad. I'm like, hey dad, I'm in a really shitty situation. I don't want to come home. Do you care signing, you know, my lease with me? And he's like, okay, yeah. So we get approved. We move in. Literally, I think I moved out because I stopped paying rent at Level. Because I guess you have like 90 days. You'll get an eviction notice, but you have 90 days before somebody comes in and like takes all your shit and, you know, takes you to jail. So I think I had like a week left or something. And I was like, peace out, bitches. Never paid them for July or August. Or did I move here in August? I don't know, but I didn't pay the entire month of July. So we ended up moving in here. The girl from Boston got the smallest room in the apartment. I got the master, and the other girl got the second largest room. We move in. We're all starting to go out with each other. I'm still not working. I'm drinking. I'm like the more version of myself, okay? Not that I was completely a horrible human being, but I wasn't in a good place like I am right now. Mentally, physically, financially. It was just all a mess. So anyways, we all start kind of going out, but you know when you live with people and you go out with people and you're not working, so it's just like everyone is always around. Heads start to butt, personalities start to clash, and it's just not an ideal situation. So there was just so many terrible nights with these 2 females, and I mean terrible nights. We had some great laughs. I think we had like family dinner for 1 week, and then it was just completely like that was a wrap. That was done. One of them had men in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. The other one, the other female or whatever, she just, I don't know, she had a lot of friends, if you even call them that, so she always had somewhere to go or someone to talk to, and I hated the girls that she was friends with. I just didn't like any of them. So there was a couple nights where we went out together, but then like liquor got involved and attitudes were really shitty, and you know, we would go home and we wouldn't speak. And then there was nights we'd go out with each other and we'd laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. Like, I definitely had some great laughs with both of them. But needless to say, you know, I wasn't paying my bills on time. I had an attitude. I literally had like no motivation, no drive. I had no clue what I was doing. And it affected me, you know, when you're in a dark place, it affects you mentally in a negative space. So even somebody looking at me or, you know, talking shit to me or whatever in the wrong way, I'm just not with the shit. So as you all know, you guys heard the story time of Halloween. I went out with my roommate, and the dude that she was fucking punched me in the face, took me by my hair extensions, which are in the Hyde parking lot, and kicked me out of his whip, and she got in the car and left with him. And so after that, we didn't talk for months. Months, bro. Like months. I mean, we'd walk in the apartment, walk out the apartment, not say a word to each other, not look at each other. Like, she made me sick. Sick. Because when I got a friend that I actually care about, even if I butt heads with them, I'm never going to let anybody hurt you. I might be so mad at you. I might not even be fucking with you for another 6 months. But if anyone fucks with you, like, I'm going to have your back. That's just in my blood. So the fact that you let a man, like a grown-ass man, hit me and not defend me because you wanted to get some dick that night, it was just kind of a wrap for me at that point. Like, I see you for you now, and I'm good. So we didn't talk for months, and then I don't know how we started talking again, but we did. And, you know, having little movie nights on the couch, and then she told me how much she missed me, and I don't really remember us going back out with each other. It was more of like, I think we went to a couple dinners. Her and her boyfriend, her and her man, you know, took me out to eat for my 30th birthday. That was nice of them. But again, like, she introduced me to some other people that I thought were cool, but they weren't cool. It's just like, I feel like every single person she ever introduced me to was one of those people that'll smile in your face and laugh along with your jokes, but as soon as you leave the room, they talk 1,000% talking shit. And so she ended up meeting this guy that got really serious after like a month, and then she ended up giving her notice and moving out. And when she moved out, I would say we were cool before she moved out. I wouldn't say we were best friends, but we definitely squashed the beef. And for some reason, when she was moving out, it was just like escalated drama again. Like a weird, like, she just had an attitude. I don't know if it's because she just was like faking it the entire time, but as soon as she knew she was officially moving out, it was like back to an attitude that I knew I was going to deal with. So we ended up ending on terrible terms. I didn't even say bye to her when she actually left. And I haven't seen her since. Not a word. I unfollowed her on Instagram, obviously. Like, we weren't cool after her weird, bizarre, angry-ass exit. But that was the first, actually the second roommate of mine. But before that, the girl from Boston only was here for about 2 months before she packed her shit and went back to Boston. So when she didn't last long, she couldn't find a work, and then she realized that these streets in LA are like, they're out here like escorting, and that's not the life that she wanted to live, and she couldn't find a job, and she wasn't happy, so she just said, I'm gonna move home. So she ended up moving first, and Frankie moved in, who I still live with. And then the other girl met a guy, moved out. I think she's married now, even has a kid, so I hear. And she was replaced by this other man. So Frankie's gay, and this other guy that moved in was gay as well. We were just so desperate to find a place, because if we don't have that portion of the rent, all of us are fucked. So he was the last person to come in. He's like, I'll take it. We're like, okay, cool, bet. So he moves in. He's a straight up bitch, y'all. Like, no disrespect, but all the disrespect. He's a straight up bitch. Everything about him I didn't like. He was condescending. He was rude. He looked you up and down like you were filth. I hated having small conversations with him, or any conversation at all, but I'm also not a non-friendly chick. Then he ended up getting a boyfriend, and his boyfriend was sleeping over all the time. It was like he damn near turned into our fourth roommate, and I just don't understand that. Like, if your man lives by himself, why the fuck are you going back to the place that has roommates? I don't get it. But 2 instances happened with this guy. Well, 3. One month, he basically accused me of charging him and Frankie too much for the bills so I could pocket the rest because I was so broke. Mind you, I would text him the bills every month. Like, here's our AT&T bill. Here's our Spectrum bill. So I gave him an attitude at that, because no one on this planet is ever going to tell me I'm a thief. No one on this planet. I'm sorry that you have a boyfriend now and your boyfriend makes tons of less money than you, but it's not my issue if you can't keep up with how much the fucking bills are this month. It's not my fucking problem. If you can't afford it, move the fuck out. I figured it out when I had no fucking money, when I was on the internet begging for money. You can figure it out now that you got a boyfriend. So then Frankie comes home on Easter, not this past year, but the year before it, and he's blackout drunk. Blackout drunk. And I asked him who he was with, and he said that he bumped into our other roommate and his boyfriend. And I said, did they give you something? Because it didn't seem like he was just drunk. It seemed like somebody maybe have slipped him something. So he had this huge gash on his head. He was like bleeding profusely, and I was petrified, so I was like using his phone and calling everyone because I was like, I don't know what to do. And then my other roommate comes home with his boyfriend, and they're drunk and whatever. And so they're like, it's not a big deal. He has a head gash. Put him into bed, put him to sleep. I'm like, I'm not going to put him to bed when he's bleeding profusely from his head. And then he falls asleep and dies. That's on us. He was like, I'm not dealing with this. And he's like, come on, babe, let's go to your place. I'm like, oh, so the one time you're not going to sleep in our apartment with your shitty ass boyfriend who sucks his fucking thumb, you're going to leave your roommate who you were just with at the bar bleeding in his bedroom, you piece of. So I was pretty much all set with him then, but then Gabby flew out with Marcellus, and Marcellus during the summer was having a little bit of, 5,000 meltdowns, not listening, acting like, a little boy. So at one point, Marcellus stood on like the ledge of my fridge and was trying to grab a yogurt. And my roommate comes out and he picks Marcellus up with malice. He's like, don't do that. And I said, yo, who the f are you talking to, dude? I know you're not talking to my nephew like that. He was just mad that Gabby and Marcellus like were out here and stayed for as long as they did, because they stayed for like a while, like 2.5 weeks. And it was, it's a lot to have a kid around, but it is what it is. Like, I wanted my sister to come, and she came. And most of the time, we were in my room. I was like, don't ever put your hands on my nephew. Don't ever speak to my nephew. Mind you, thank God Gabby's in the shower at this point, because if Gabby ever saw that, she would have whooped his motherfucking ass. Like, whooped his ass. So he goes in the room, and I'm like, yo, this is, like, crazy. So we went out that night, and he sends like this text about like he's not a fucking babysitter and waking up at 6 a.m. because Marcellus is up eating cereal is not what he signed up for. And then they do like a group text for the house, and they're like, we need to get rid of cable. Skirt. Nope, we've had cable since the day I moved into this motherfucker. I cannot live without cable. I don't care who can, but I cannot. You knew the rules when you signed the lease. If you have a problem, move the fuck out. That's literally what I said in the text. I don't give a fuck. You don't want to pay cable? Don't pay it. Get out. Period. Get the fuck out. So he comes in. He's like, hey, I'm just giving you guys my 1 month notice. I'm leaving. And I was like, adios, mother. Make sure you find a good roommate on your way out. Hated his guts. Literally was so happy that he was moving out. So happy. So he had like a bunch of people showing up from like Craigslist and God knows where, and like no one was working out, literally no one. Or we found one guy who was super cool, but he was from London and he didn't get approved because he was from London. And I remember I came home from somewhere with Gabby, and Matt, my roommate that I still have now, was just leaving. And I said, hey. He said, hey, what's up? And that was it. And I was like, he's cool. Matt signed the paperwork, and he's been living with us ever since. And I will say Matt's been here for September will be 1 year since he's been here. And I'm really, really thankful for both my roommates. Matt has a girl now. He's never home. My laptop's been broken. He's letting me use it. He's just a cool ass dude, young, ambitious, on a hustle to make his life like exactly how he wants it. Frankie works hard. He's been working out with me, making sure I don't, in another, quarantine 15. And, I'm here a lot by myself, which is good because, I'm filming in quiet and in peace, and I don't have to be bothered, yada, yada, yada. But living with two guys, especially the contrast of gay versus straight, is nice and easy and smooth. I mean, there's definitely times I get irritated if I spend all day cleaning and then, I come back into the kitchen and there's an empty dishwasher and dishes in the sink. Like, obviously there's little things like that, but not like the drama I have with living with girls. Like, there was one night I came home from being out. I used to let one of my roommates use my makeup, and when I got too many makeup containers, I would give them to her. and I didn't have a lock on the door, so like I just felt like clothes were going missing, makeup was going missing, and I don't like that feeling like people are robbing me. And I remember one time I came home from the club, and it was when I was, you know, beefing with this chick Durrani who was friends with one of my roommates, and I just like woke the whole apartment up, and I was like, wake the fuck up, bitch! Wake the fuck up! Neither one of them did. But the next day I had this other random girl over, and she was like taking my pictures, and my two roommates walk in and like, are you gonna be much longer? And I was like, excuse me? They're like, we need to talk to you. I go, well, you can say whatever you want to say in front of my guests right now. I don't give a fuck. So like, well, we just talked to the landlord, and you know, we want you to leave. We want you to move out. I go, I don't give a fuck what you want. I'm not moving out. You know whose daddy's name is on this lease? That's right, mine, because y'all bitches didn't want your parents to fucking co-sign for it. So I'm not going anywhere. I was like, they're like, well, we just had a private meeting. So they went to literally my property managers to see what they can do to move me out. And they told them she needs to agree to move out, and she needs to find a replacement for her room. Well, skirt, skirt. Newsflash, breaking fucking news. I'm not fucking moving out. I'm not moving out. And the fact that you thought you could undermine me and kick me out, you fucking thought wrong. If y'all have a motherfucking problem, y'all two can pack your fucking bags and move the fuck out. Cause guess who ain't leaving? This bitch right here. So it was really awkward after that. I was like pretty much done with those bitches anytime they try to talk to me, anything. And then the next day they try to have a conversation with me about like how they hate my attitude and basically hate me. And I'm just sitting there, and even when I think about it now, I'm like, yo, I've let so many people disrespect me in so many different ways. Like even when I was a kid and I used to hang out with all white girls, I think back on like some of the ways these white girls treated me, and I'm like baffled at the fact I didn't just pow, 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 punch them all across their faces. And I remember sitting in the kitchen eating my raviolis or whatever I was eating, listening to these people fucking dog shit on me, and I'm like, fuck you both, you fucking privileged ass bitches. Fuck you both. You both. I'm not fucking moving. I don't care if you think I'm a fucking devil or a monster. I don't care that you have to deal with me. Move out if you have an issue, because I have no issue coming into my fucking master bedroom, because my daddy's name is on the lease, and going to sleep peacefully in a house full of bitches that hate me. Did you forget I was on Bad Girls Club? Did you forget that I got my fucking ass beat by a house of bitches that didn't fucking like me? I think I can survive a couple months with you two fucking broads. It's just like little things like that where I was like, y'all never live with again. Even when both of them moved out, I was like, it has to be a guy. I cannot live with a female. I cannot do it. Like there was one night I woke up in the middle of the night because one of them had a bunch of girls here, and I walk out in the kitchen, they're all blowing cocaine off the kitchen counter. I'm like, yo, no, dude. Do that shit in the bathroom whenever you get to fucking, you know, One Oak. Don't do that shit here. Oh, I just can't. So that's like my roommate, you know, debacles. I'm cool. I'm not best friends, but I'm cool with the chick in Boston, the one that moved back to Boston. I mean, we have no beef. One time, if I ever see her again, maybe we can do a video together on my YouTube talking about, you know, all the specific fights we got into, because I'm sure I'll remember more if she's like in my presence. But I hated her when I lived with her, period. Like I couldn't fucking stand her whatsoever. And the other girl I don't talk to at all. I don't know anything about her. I don't know what she's up to. There's definitely times I miss her. We used to laugh a lot, but she just, I think what it is she comes from a family with money. She met a dude with money. She's always been with dudes with money. And I think because of she met me when I was struggling so badly, her opinion of me was already like I was beneath her. And I feel like there was many times, many times, I just got that vibe. Like, this chick thinks I'm so below her. Like, I'm so beneath her status in life. And I just don't like that, because that's how I felt when I was friends with the people in North Andover, Massachusetts. When I was friends with all white girls and I was the only ethnic girl, that's how they made me feel most of the time. So that's kind of how I felt in that quote-unquote friendship. But I don't talk to her anymore. I don't wish her harm or unwell. I hope she's good. And as far as the guy that moved in and moved out, he's a bitch, will always be a bitch. I don't care if I ever see him again, cross paths with him. He makes me sick. He was miserable before he had a boyfriend, miserable after he got a boyfriend, and probably miserable for the rest of the time. And I just thought about how judgmental he was and how like mean and condescending he was about like everyone. And he's a casting producer, and I'm like, how are you picking people? How do you even get through your judgments to pick a star for a TV show? It's beyond me. But he also had like a really bad drinking problem. Like, one time someone brought me over a giant sized bottle of Grey Goose, like the huge ones, but I don't drink vodka. So I was like, hey, you guys can drink my vodka if you want. He went through that in like 2 nights, and I was like, my God, how are you alive? And then one Halloween, he came back to the apartment like the following day all wrapped up in bandages because he got so blacked out drunk. He got jumped by somebody and doesn't even remember what happened. And so that was kind of like where he was at. And maybe that's why he was so angry and miserable all the time, because he had a drinking problem. I don't know. I don't care either. He can go fuck himself. You! Fuck everyone who treated me like shit ever in life and was a bitch or looked down on me because I didn't have my shit. But needless to say, apartments in California are expensive, rent is expensive, and right now I'm just really focused on, you know, my savings account and getting to the point where I can buy a house somewhere out here, because I don't want to move into a 1-bedroom right now and pay $3,000 worth of rent and never be able to save. I just don't want to do that. So I'm blessed and thankful that I have the 2 roommates that I have right now. Matt is in a serious relationship, so I feel like it's only like a matter of time before he hits us with the I'm moving out. And hopefully, you know, by the time he does that, I either have a man and I'm moving into a house with my man, or I have enough money in my savings account and I'm about to, like, you know, put a down payment on my first home. Let's pray, because I really don't want to have another startup or situation where I have another roommate, because I'm far too old for roommates to begin with. But it is what it is. Anyways, guys, yeah, give this video a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But as I always say, if you're giving it a thumbs down, you probably shouldn't be on this channel. But if you are going to be here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, but also hit the bell, because if you don't hit the bell, you will not get notifications. And if you don't get notifications, you won't know when I post. And then what is the point? Follow me on Instagram, XXO Danielle, Swallow It Podcast, The Official Victor Twins for me and Gabby's Joy page, and Little Caesar the Frenchie for the little boy sleeping and snoring at my feet. Can you hear him? Subscribe to my OnlyFans. OnlyFans.com/XXODanielle. I love you guys. To the moon and back. Till next time. Peace out. Adios.